Hey PJs, welcome back to another video. Before we get started, be sure to subscribe down below to become part of my PJ squad, which is always awesome. And as always, comment down below what you guys would like to see next. Or if you just want to hop down there and say hello, I'll be answering as many comments as I can. So today I'm reviewing another subscriber slime shop. This is MGM Slimes, and everything they sent came perfectly bubble wrapped, nothing cracked, nothing leaked, and like everything looks so pretty in the box. But they sent me a care sheet that was very detailed, some extras, borax, candy, and their business card. So very professional packaging, and I love to see that. They also sent this extra container. I'm just gonna assume it's an overfill container because I wasn't really sure what it was for. But anyways, they sent me 5 slimes with their logo on the top and then the slime name on the side. And as you guys can see, the black container in the back is a different container. This one is the one that they're going to be switching to, so you won't see these other souffle containers, but I just wanted to mention that. But anyways, starting off, we have Honeycomb Crunch, which is a semi-foam that is scented like sweet honey. So I will say this is probably the weirdest clear slime I've ever felt. It feels like a store-bought putty in the sense where it doesn't leave residue, and it is quite thick, but at the same time it has really good stretch, and it's so weird to describe because I honestly couldn't tell you if it's more putty-like or if it's more like clear slime-like, if that makes sense. But anyways, it's nice because clear slime residue can get so annoying, and since this one doesn't have it, it is such a nice texture. I will say the clear fishbowl beads like to fall out, so I would definitely recommend trying to leave them out or trying to tweak your recipe a little bit. That way they won't fall out. For some reason the yellow fishbowl beads didn't want to fall out, but the clear ones did, so I'm not sure if they're like 2 different types of brands or whatever, but I would definitely recommend like figuring something out just so that there isn't any fallout. I will say I do like the way the slime looks, but I don't like the scent to it. To me, it smells like honey cough syrup. If you guys have ever tried that stuff, I like it better than regular cough syrup, but I don't like it, if that makes sense. I've had a traumatic experience with it. It's a long story, but it doesn't smell the greatest to me, and it is very strong, so I would dial it back just a little bit. But honestly, it's not a horrible scent. It's just not something that I like. But anyways, I'm going to give this 4 out of 5 just because of the fishbowl bead fallout, but it is a really unique texture, and I do like it. I just don't like the fallout or the scent. So this next slime is called mashed potatoes and gravy, and this is an unscented slime. The bottom is a cloud cream, and I think the top is an icy slime. And I will say, I'm not sure if they intentionally filled it like 3/4 to fit this other slime, but I do like that. I personally think that if you're going to send something that has extra stuff to it, whether it's a DIY clay or something else, if there isn't an extra container, I think that the like main container should have more space for the slime because a lot of people don't have extra containers. So I do like that part. Like I said, I don't know if it was intentional, but it was really nice. Anyways, when mixed together, it becomes honestly a mashed potato and gravy color, so it's super realistic, and I love that. I will say it's unscented, but honestly, I wouldn't really know what to scent it. I'm just not the biggest fan of savory scents, but you could always try finding a mashed potato or gravy scent. It's probably not that bad in a slime. I'm just not the biggest fan of savory scents, so I'm honestly kind of glad it wasn't scented. But when mixed together, this becomes pretty much just a thicker cloud cream, and you guys, like, I love cloud creams when they can be amazing textures, and this one is an amazing texture. It has sizzles and it inflates. It's really good for bubble pops, and the snow fallout is super minimal, so this one is almost a perfect cloud cream for me. So this one definitely gets 5 out of 5 pajamas. If you check out their shop, I would definitely recommend getting this one. So this next slime is Intergalactic Crunch, and it is a Snow Fizz and Slushy Bead hybrid. And it is a lovely lilac color. Honestly, I don't see a lot of this color in slimes, and it's such an underrated color, honestly. Like, purple and lilac in itself, such underrated colors. So I love to see a purple slime. And I will say, just like the first slime, the slushy beads did fall out. And I think that was partly because there were too many in the slime. As you guys can see, the slime is ripping. And that isn't because it's overactivated. That's just because there isn't enough slime base to hold all those add-ins. So I would definitely recommend taking out some of those fishbowl beads. I would also recommend having a different texture. Usually, clear slimes are just the best to have like a ton of add-ins in, because they, for some reason, clear slimes, I'm not really sure what the science is behind it, but clear slimes do hold a lot more in them than like white glues or white and clear glue hybrids. Just like clear slime is just the best. But if you want to keep like this, I think it's white glue or clear glue, I can't really tell. But if you want to keep this type, I would definitely recommend trying to make it just a little thicker, and usually thicker slimes can hold more, if that makes sense. So I would recommend that. I would also recommend possibly finding different fishbowl beads, because these didn't want to stay in this one or the first one, and the first one was a clear slime. So like not every fishbowl bead like brand will work, so I would definitely try to recommend like a different one and just experiment. You know, all you can really do is experiment until you find the ones that you want. But other than that, I did love this texture. So unique and so crunchy. So this one does get 4 out of 5 pajamas just because of the fallout. But other than that, this one was so nice. So this next slime is Confetti Birthday Pop, and it is supposed to be a thick slime, but it did come completely melted. I did activate it, but it was almost just completely glue at that point, which leads me to believe it did sit for a little bit before it was sent. Either that or it just came underactivated, which can happen, but I do usually say something when it does come pretty underactivated, which this one did. It also was supposed to be a thick slime, and it definitely wasn't. It was more of a school glue with maybe a weaker activator. As you guys could hopefully see, it does have jiggle to it, which usually means it's a thinner texture, and this one definitely just wasn't a thick slime. If you want a thick slime, you can always have a stronger activator. You can use some clear glue in this. You could use some glue wall or maybe even wood glue, but just as school glue can be very difficult to make a super thick slime. So I would recommend, of course, a different glue. I would also say to choose different glitters. As you guys could see, they were getting all over my hands and all on the desk. For some reason, these glitters, I've used them in slime before. They don't like to stick to slime, but they like to stick to everything else. And it is the weirdest thing I've ever experienced. I don't know why, but they just don't like slime, I guess. They are very pretty in the slime, and not a lot of people use them, if anyone. So it was so nice to see these glitters being used, but they're just not for slime, honestly. So I'm going to give this one 3 out of 5 pajamas just because it doesn't fit the description and of course the glitters, but I would definitely say you can work on the texture, and the bubble pops on this are so nice and it's super stretchy. So if you can keep those two components and just change the other things, I think this would be amazing. And this last slime is in the containers that they're going to be using. This is called Milky Way, and it is scented like homemade chocolate. It is quite underactivated as well, but not nearly as bad as the last one, and I do love the color. Honestly, it looks... I wouldn't really know how to describe this one, kind of like pudding, like chocolate pudding maybe. I also liked the little chocolate add-ins. I couldn't tell what they were at first, but I took them out and they're actually little popcorn pieces, but they definitely double as like little crunch pieces, if that makes sense. If you guys have ever had like crunch bars, there's like the little versions of them. I don't even know what they're called, but that's exactly kind of what they look like. Like you really have to look at it to see popcorn. So I love those in here, and there's a generous amount of them. There's at least 5 of them. And it does change the texture, honestly. I was surprised, but as you guys can hopefully see, they're kind of creating air pockets when I stretch them, and that creates amazing bubble pops. So I love the fact that they're in here. I also like the glitters. Like, so many people that do Milky Way slimes kind of are straying towards like the chocolate candy bar aspect, but with those glitters it kind of looks like the chocolate candy bar part, but also the actual Milky Way, because it kind of looks like a galaxy with all those glitters added in. So I love that. I will say I'm not the biggest fan of the scent because it's more of the fake chocolate scent, but it is really nice and there is a good amount of it. I can't really tell there's glue, like I can't pick up on a glue scent. So there is a perfect amount in here. But other than that, I do like this slime. It's kind of like the last one with that school glue texture, but definitely more on the less jiggly side. It's kind of like a cereal milk slime, and that's kind of how it was described. So I do like this slime quite a lot, and if you do check out their shop, I would recommend checking this one out as well because it is so nice, and I love those little like chocolate popcorn pieces. They're so cool. So definitely 5 out of 5 pajamas for this one. But with that, that is the end of the review. If you do want to check them out, I will leave them in a link down below. I definitely recommend checking out their cloud creams. So nice. But with that, I am signing off, and I will see you guys in the next one.